bad on this part. Kirkland Bay circled the casket. Oh, okay. He prayed for about 10 minutes. First time I ever been able to make that out. In years. That's big. Wow. He prayed for about 10 minutes. Circled the casket 3 times. He made 3 more trips around the casket. This time he was followed by 10 men. The grand chief of the branch temples. Prophet's work done. The obituary was read by William Mealy and resulted from and resolutions from temples in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Detroit, Richmond, and other cities were read by representatives from those cities. Attorney Aaron Payne, assistant city prosecutor, business manager for the Moorish Temple, and said to be a candidate to succeed Noble Jew Ali, delivered the principal oration. Lay members of the cult were not advised to talking about their dead leader, his works, and his position on each. Allah is their God, Islam is their religion, and Jew Ali their prophet. That's what they said. So you come talk to them, that's what they got to say to you. One elderly woman whispered to a friend, the prophet was not ill, his work was done, and he laid his head upon the lap of one of his followers and passed out. In reference to a successor to Drew, another remark, what the prophet's spirit will come back and enter the body of one of the governors. So you see where that theology came from. For real. You see, man, this stuff is interesting. Read that again. In reference to a successor to Drew, another remark that the prophet's spirit will come back and enter the body of one of the governors. Not a chauffeur. Anyway, still, it invalidates the whole demonstration that people be trying to claim. Others report that Drew Ali's dying act was to throw the mantle to Aaron Payne, who consequently may become the prophet. Noble Jew Ali was set upon his last journey as a 2-mile-long funeral procession, 2 miles long. That's how loved your prophet was. 2 miles long of people following the procession of the prophet Noble Jew Ali. Moved south on State Street, en route to Burr Oak Cemetery, where the interment was made. Drew died at his home, Indiana Ave, July 20th, after an illness of 3 months. He came to Chicago from North Carolina. His real name was Timothy Drew. Drew could scarcely read and write. That's what they said. I'm reading what's put out there. So that, because if you go to Chicago, because actually I think Brother Allen Bay, Williamson Hill, and Stevenson, Hill? Come on, Hill? Bay. George Stevenson. Oh, yeah, it's mine. Hill. Yeah, he's a Hill. You all got this and brought this back to me. So I say, Mom, all this stuff come to me. Praise the Lord, more for more doing their due diligence. And so if you go to Chicago and go to the library, right, you can get this stuff out of Chicago Divinity. And so now we can go out of here right now. Now we get to the death certificate, and I'll pass this around as well. Now, we read here exactly what he said. According to Dr. Aaron Payne, Clarence Payne, he did pass his form at 950. This is what the death certificate said. First off, they say his full name is Timothy Drew. He lived at 3603 Indiana Ave. They say his sex is male. His color or race is American black. That's what they said. His single, married, widowed, or divorced, his status was married. He married Mary Drew. That's who his wife's name is, Mary Drew. It's not Pearl. The age that he passed for his birth was January 8, 1886. The age he passed was 43, 6 months and 18 days. That's how long he lived. Occupation of the deceased. Trade, profession, or particular kind of work. Profit. That's what it says his work is. Profit. Straight out. General nature of industry, business, or establishment in which employed. Religious. Name of employer. I can't make this out. If y'all can make it out when y'all get it. But it appears that it says something, something self. What's wrong, Moorish? Say birthplace, the city and town of the birthplace is unknown. The state and county is North Carolina. His father, they say, is unknown. The birthplace of his father is unknown. The maiden name of mother is unknown. The birthplace of his mother is unknown. And the county of the mother is unknown. The informant is Brother Aaron Payne. And this document was filed 7/25/1929, July 25th at 8:16. And let's see, the date of death, they say, is July 20th, 1929, and hereby certified as stated deceased from May 1st, 1920. Yeah, May 1st, 1929 to July. Can't make that out as well. I'm going to pass it around. It says his death was from tuberculosis. That's what it says. So they say he suffered from an illness. I'm going to pass this around for us to look at it. I'll read something else. So this is I'm just reading what's in the paper.
You got something to do with the throat, all right?
Right. Something he said he can cure within a matter of 3 days, but you know, he passed from that. So obviously they either kept him some of his medicine and they gave him something to harm him. Alright, so that's the transition. We know who performed the ritual. Who was the Supreme Grand Sheik in November 1929? Sure? I'll say it loud.
Brother Emilio, right?
Brother Emilio? That's it. Who was the, I mean, pretty much said it in the article that we just read. Who was the Supreme Grand Business Manager? Who was that? We just read it.
Aaron Payne.
Brother Aaron Payne, you got it. And who was the Assistant Grand Sheik?
Max Bay.
Nah, he ran off by that time. Him and Carl Green. Most people don't know, I didn't know this until later in the temple as well. Do you remember? Brother Moorish.
Oh yeah, Moorish.
The one who eventually took over after the Prophet Noble Patrol, I think it was Brother Moorish. I mean, after Brother Emilio was Moorish ill. Alright. So now we got some extra questions. How do we worship? The question. How do we worship Islam? Islam.
With sincere devotion and by helping fellow man.
Alright. Can't argue that one. Anybody else? Islam?
We worship based on our divine creative principles from our ancient forefathers.
Can't argue that as well. Islam, sister. Anybody else? Alright, we'll move on here. Islam.
We worship with songs and praise.
Alright. Oh, you got another one?
Faith, patience, and constancy.
Huh. I can't argue that one either. Praise the Lord. So we got a lot of ways to worship. We got rituals, of course, but if those rituals are not performed in the principles in which everybody just named, it's pretty much redundant. You know, it really has no validity in it. Alright, who do we worship? I'm not calling on you on that right now. I want to see somebody else. Who do we worship? Islam, sister. Alright. Nobody else? I gotta ask, because some people be, you know, on something else. You sure we won't worship nobody else? we worship?
We worship in gratitude to Allah for being created.
Anybody else? I know somebody got an answer to that. Why do we worship? Islam says. Anybody? Everybody else? Zechariah's offered it. Why do we worship? Y'all heard what he said? To be saved. Islam.
No, because he's the Lord of the universe.
Alright. This is tough. I'm going to make it tough. Oh, one more. I'll see your hand.
It's our divine purpose.
Yeah. Alright. This document here says prayers. We all know about the Moorish American prayer. What are the prayers of the Moorish Americans? So obviously, everybody know the Moorish American prayer, right? Okay, so y'all can't say that one. I want you to name another prayer. Islam?
The Cont.
Is that a prayer? And if you say the prayer if you name it, I want you to say it. You already know your head. Go put your head up. Oh, this is the way you look like. All right, I'm about to put it right here. Any other prayers y'all might know of?
What about the prayers that are contained in the Quran of Mecca?
Say one.
Alright. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakun lahu kufuwan ahad. Say he is Allah, Allah the one and only. He begets not, nor is he begotten, and there is none like unto him. Surely the great God Allah speaks the truth.
Alright, he said his one. And another one. How you look at this? You look at this smile looking like Charles. There's another one. This one?
The end of the prayer. After
What's your name? Say it.
Allah, Father, Hasheman, black for ancient forefathers, the Lord, created person with this rest, and our holy name, and the seven Elohim. Amen.
Alright. It is. How about two more? You know what? Oh, praise Allah. Which one?
Al-Fatiha.
Say it.
Mom.
You know how to say it, Mom. No, I asked you to say it.
I don't know one word of it.
You don't know one word of it, but you do know that.
Yeah.
Who do know that off out here? Who can recite it? Islam, more.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Irrahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim. Ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin.
You know the English? That's it? What you know? Hey, who can say the English? He did his part, and who can say the English? Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I ain't talking.
No, you did. I was messing with Muslims.
I don't know every single word, every verse, but I know it in English.
You know the Arabic? Say it in everything.
Bismillahi shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Arrahmanir rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin.
Ain't nobody said in English?
Mom, you don't know Al-Fatiha, right?
No, I'm not calling on you, Mom. That's all.
I can read it in English.
You said in English? You said Al-Fatiha in English?
In English?
Yes, Mom.
All praise is due to Allah, and that's merciful. Lord of the world, owner of the day of judgment, be alone in worship and be alone in the ask for help. Please, O Lord, show us the straight path, the path of those whom thou hast saved, and not the path of those who are thy anger, nor those who go astray. Amen.
All right, what's another one?
Another way to say it?
Huh? No, another prayer.
Oh. Oh, go ahead.
Just a prayer out the Quran or just a
Prayer out the Quran.
Or a prayer, spirit, Muslim prayer.
Prayer out the Quran. Another prayer out the Quran.
Alright, let me pull this out. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahu la ilaha illallahu hayyun qayyum la ta'khudhuhu sinatun lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ardi man dha alladhi yashfa'u indahu illa bi'idhnihi ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum wa yuhituna bi shay'in wa yuhituna
Do you know? You know what you said in English? Just the word you got to.
Say he is Allah. Say he is Allah. Let me pull it up. Allah, there is no God but He that ever lived, the self-subsistent, the eternal. He begets slumber, season not nor sleep. His throne extends over the heavens and the earth, and He feeleth no fatigue in guarding them both, for He is sublime and tremendous.
Praise Allah. So you see the Moorish Americans, they got the Moorish American prayers on the Constitution, they got the closing prayer, they got some other prayers that strictly Moorish American, but like the brother said, they come out of the Quran. That's the whole thing. Your prayers, I don't know how many have ever counted the prayers in the Quran, but I will say it's over 50. So with 50 prayers in the Quran, I know that much for sure. So use your Holy Quran method to find a prayer that fits the situation that you may need when it's time to pray. Know that you got prayers. You can talk to Allah anytime you want for any need that you need. Guaranteed. Now, another question. What is meditation to Moorish Americans? Like, how do Moors meditate? Do we meditate? Should we meditate? Alright, call on you first, and then we'll go east.
Islam, what is meditation?
Yeah, what is meditation? And how is the Moors meditate?
Meditation is the exercise of thought for internal strength, and it is to think about the
Go clear, what is it? Right, go ahead.
it's to think about the wonder of Allah's creation, all of His creation.
All right. Sister, get the answer, sister.
Warm up, tuning in to the interconnection to your soul, to identify with your higher self, and to allow for Allah to communicate with you. Sister Najee, Alaya, Mom. Islam? Islam. Islam. She said she was next. Islam? Islam. Did you have your hand up for what is meditation? Oh, no, he asked who meditates. I was just saying I didn't. Oh, Islam. Islam. Islam, brother.
Meditation is medication for the mental. It's the exercise of the use of the pineal gland. So all things that can be solved on the spirit plane, it should be solved through meditation, which can actually it helps out the plane of the manifest. You have to exercise your pineal gland to actually affect the things that are going on in the manifest.
The only answer I can go into the circle 7, the Quran of the Moorish Americans, chapter 35, verse 20, and the last part where it says, I'll read the whole thing, then I get to the part that He has endowed thee with reason to maintain thy dominion, and has fitted thee with language to improve thy society. This part that applies. And exalted thy mind with the power of meditation and contemplation to endure an inevitable perfection. I figured that would probably be the reason why. Exalt their mind.
I'm gonna win the Quran. What did you say, Sister? I missed it. Can you tell me again?
It's a way to tune into yourself, to open yourself a bit, to be available for Allah to communicate with you, and to reason on your higher self, the process of your higher self, manifestation of your higher self.
Is Sister Najee saying anything?
No, she just said she gives stuff to her.
Oh, all right. Is there a Moorish chant? Is Moors ever heard of a Moorish chant? Is there a chant that Moors might do, or somebody might think is viable to chant these words, or some phrases or anything? You Moors do. Who said they meditate? All right. What do you chant?
Allah's the greatest, and then you go through all the 99 names. You can chant like that. You can chant your wants from Allah.
All right. What you chant?
I don't. I thought we were supposed to sit still and listen to the still small voice.
Okay. What do you chant?
I meditate. When I chant, I don't sit there. I move. I say a lot of stuff in the language. I say mostly Allah. I say mostly Allah though. It's a if you say Allah continuously, it's a frequency.
Alright. What do you chant?
I chant many different, I call them songs, praising the Most High, praising Allah. Some of them come from different traditions of culture. One being my Indian culture, and they're just different ones, but they all relate to giving thanks to the Most High, to Allah, for whatever particular essence you want to speak of.
Okay. Got a question. What school from the East did you go through meditation for meditation?
Ayurveda. Today.
You know, Jolie, tell us about the Vedas, right? Sister Najee, what's your chant? I seen you smile as soon as I said. You don't chant?
I just clear my mind.
All right.
Think about anything if I can help it.
You mystic Moorish? Do we teach both science and religion? Islam.
Islam.
We do?
Indeed.
Give an example.
Well, Islam, the examples is one of, in the 12 maxims, the last two is science and then religion. Those are like the two top rungs. You know what I'm saying? Islamism is a scientific application of Islam. You know what I mean? So that's how, unlike the Western world, the Occidental world that believes the separation of science and religion, Islam, it makes them coexist as one. Islam.
All right. Going back up just a little bit. When we worship, how do we work? How do we worship? I understand the principles. Is there like a ritual or format in which we pray in? Islam.
We worship. We worship by things that we do, our actions, our thoughts, and our rituals.
Repeat it again so I can make sure I got that.
What do we do when we worship?
We ultimately follow and imitate the prophets that Allah sent down to humanity at various times in different languages. Islam is a summation of all those disciplines of those people, so we imitate the
practice, and we demonstrate through our liturgy. So it's a way of life.
You make it to your knees, you pray, you dress up, or you put on the clothes of your ancient forefathers, you do voodoo, like the most said, all the stuff that the ancient prophets did. But you live out your culture, and that's it. Islam. That's worship. Be yourself.
Alright, you hit on something. How do we pray?
Amen.
Well then, you can't say it then. I'm looking for another answer then. How do we pray?
Where?
You can't ask me a question like that. You tell me how you pray wherever you pray at. Now,
I pray, standing up, sitting down, laying down, prostrating,
What?
and kneeling down.
You prostrate? Moorish Americans are supposed to prostrate?
Islam.
For real?
Islam. In fact.
Wow. That's deep. Some people say Moorish Americans not supposed to prostrate. And they say they're not supposed to meditate.
None of the law of the Holy Quran.
You can prove that. Wow. More than California or something else. It's long, huh? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I'm just saying. Oh, no? No. All right, sister.
It's, we pray as a petition and affirmation of that which is, that we know. So, in our voice and our speech, and everything that we speak about is a prayer. As the scriptures and holy books tell us, we make application and supplication in every breath that we take. So that is prayer.
I keep Moorish.
You pray by the feeling in your attention.
So you say your intention. I mean, I already said the ritual. Let's go back to talking about the ritual, the forms. Because in the Holy Quran, one time the American said that a man comes to Allah through ceremonial forms. So what form do you do? You know, pretty much everybody said something on it already, but I mean, anybody got some extra?
No, the whole thing is imitating the prophets. The prophets came down and established all of it. The form, the time, and the prophets are like the lawgivers. Even though Ghazali, they're the lawgivers, so they're the ones who get the direct communion from Allah to the community that they, given the Islam to. So it's all established for us. We can't make up our own thing and make it Islam.
Say that again?
We can't make up our own thing and innovate. We have to make it Islam. The prophets give us away because they've been and they have infallible judgment in terms of worship towards Allah, establishing society.
Can you say that again, like a little bit louder, just like so the ignorance can pray? Y'all messing with you, bro.
I'm trying to remember what I just said. But basically it's like the prophets. They establish the form, the time, and by them being in direct communion with Allah, they get it directly from Allah to convey to their community of followers. The times, the prayers, and all of that, the lawgivers. And they got the law. Like Prophet Musa, salam, he was known as Kalimullah. So that means he spoke with Allah directly. And he came with the ceremonies and the forms, which was the prayers.
You mighty Moors. You separating yourself from a lot of people across the country because Moors are getting you some Moors say we don't prostrate, some Moors say we don't meditate, some Moors say we only stand up on our square, some Moors say you're not even supposed to stand up on a square. I ain't heard it. You don't hold up the 7, you hold up something else, and it's a whole bunch of other stuff. But we just pretty much said you do all the above. Oh, that's kind of big. All right, y'all got y'all. Now we about to enter This is part 2, being a Moorish American Muslim. We just went through the simplicities of the temple. Now we get into part B, the monetary responsibilities. What are the members' dues? How much are the dues and what are they for? Anybody know? Anybody? Come on, bro.
Finance the daily operation.
Pretty much. How much are they?
Some $35.
How much are the dues?
Oh, dues?
Just by themselves.
Dues are either $25 or $30. There's $5 for the food. I don't recall right now.
See, we got you by putting them all together. You don't even know what the individual dues are, see? What are the individual dues? It's in the warning, right? I mean, not in the warning, in the end, right? Now, in the old one, it says cents, right? 25 cents, 50 cents. Which one is 50 cents, 25? In the old one, 50 cents, 25. Dues. Not per capita tax, the dues. That's the, I just gave you two, 25 or 50. Yeah, he said 25 and I didn't say yes, so what's the other one?
No, they just looking at it.
Oh, I just said $10. Come on.
Oh,
No,
he
you
ain't
said
said out
25
loud.
or 50 cents. Yeah, that's $10.
Which one is
50
total?
cents is
$50.
$10.
Alright, so that's it. $10 today meets the modern standard. Unless you got 25 cents in gold, we'll take that. Because during the Prophet's lifetime, they was giving in 25 cents silver or gold pieces. And literally, I tripped off with one of the letters, one of the articles, the Prophet gave away a gold dollar. I was like, wow. So, they actually had that. So, the dues is $10. Unless you come with 25 cents in gold and silver, you with that too. If you can find a silver coin, we'll take that. But in modern terms, because of the way the fiat, then turned totally fiat, it's $10. Alright, what does it go towards? The brothers pretty much said it, but anybody got to add on to it, on what it goes towards?
I'm listening to the government, the Moorish government.
What is that death certificate at? Who got it? Oh, sister got it over there. I'll see it. Alright, I'm going to read it. The general law states that the membership dues go to the support, like the brother said, of the collecting temple. That means it does not leave this temple. The new members initiate initial dues, and also all subsequent payments may be appropriately entered on the dues card by the temple secretary. The treasurer will deposit the funds into the temple bank account. Alright. What is the upliftment fund? Alright, but what is it? Is there an amount that you got to give to the upliftment fund? You say no? Why you say that?
Because it's for whatever you can contribute to the upliftment of your nation.
Where's the reference for that? I see. Where's the reference for that? Or what you used to?
If you have money in the bank, you must subscribe as much as able.
As much as you're able, right? So somebody can't say, oh, Mo, you got to give 10% to the Moorish upliftment fund, you know, because you make millions, Mo, and we need 10% of that. Or, you know, somebody can't say, every time I see you, I need $5 of upliftment. They can't do that. It got to be what you're able to do. Okay, Islam.
No, I'm asking for clarity. But I thought maybe the upliftment fund was always for special projects that the nation may be, be doing at the time, and that's a budget set aside for extracurricular in addition to the daily operation duties.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Go ahead.
I need finance in the valley, and when the Prophet said,
Then what he just said, go ahead.
yeah, I need finance to uplift the nation? Never before have I needed. Never before have I needed finance so bad as I do. So I can show aside the discord that is facing the nation.
That's it.
So it goes to
the nation. The Moorish, the uplifting fund goes towards, like the brother said, extra projects, whether they be business ventures. Mainly that's what they're supposed to go for. Actually opening up business ventures to uplift our community.
What about services?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Business, let me say it like that. Business and services. You know, because most services are a business. They open up some kind of business. Okay, thank you. So, yeah, business and services. We want to be able to provide services to our community and mobilize and structure and organize business people to provide it. Because, like I said, we had a food bank, right? Or, yeah, this is a food bank. We got to go to some businesses to get the food. Unless we're going it ourselves. And then if we're going it ourselves, that's a business within itself. So it's to finance all of our business ventures and service ventures for the community. It's not for any individual to put in their pocket. Not even a profit. That's what it's for. Because, you know, you hear people saying all kinds of stuff. That's not what the money is for. So I'm going to read it on here. All uplifting fund books are to be issued only through either profit because that money is to finance the Moorish movement. If a member has money in the bank, which is what you're saying, he or she must subscribe to as much as he is able to the Moorish uplifting fund because it takes finance to uplift the nation through the divine plan of the ages. Excuse me.
That's fine. So the upliftment fund can be used for like temple necessities though, correct?
Yeah, but no. Depends on what's the necessity. If the necessity is to provide a service and a business, yeah. If it's just events according to the law, I mean we talked about this before. Nah, it's not, no. Now, like I said, if the event is the launching of a business, that's different.
Well, I mean, as far as like holding meetings and things like that, because that's an event.
Yeah, but I'll say this: the Prophet Noble Jew Ali, when he issued this, it was literally going for the running of the national government. And so it was helping them, like we read, you know, the grocery stores, the laundry markets, the laundry places, the barber shops, all the stuff that he wanted to put into place. That's what he implemented this for. The events, like for instance, we know the prophets, they have its own fund. You know, and most of the days had their own fund. The dues go to the support of the temple. So that's what that's for. Members supposed to pay. That's why members supposed to pay their dues. You paying your emergency fund. I mean, you paying the uplifting fund. You trying to get all this money put into the uplifting fund. Your dues ain't paid. That's a conflict or contradiction. So you got to pay your dues more so than anything else. And honestly, what you just said is actually a donation. Because y'all asked me that question before I went up to Chicago this last time. I asked Brother Bailey about that. It's donation. It's considered a donation. It's not considered an uplifting fund for events. It's considered a donation. So, I guess the answer would be for, as far as exactly what you're asking, for the events, no, it would be considered a donation. So that's the uplifting funds for the business and services for the temple. What about the emergency budget?
I just wanted to comment right quickly. In the movie, the Great Gatsby, which is around the Roaring '20s, which is around the same time as the Prophet, they mentioned in the movie, the modern movie, they mentioned that was not in the book. They mentioned about 3 times the colored enterprise that they had to stop, that it was growing, and it was like their enemy. They had to stop it no matter what. So the upliftment fund was making it easy and convenient
for our people to take over, but in a peaceful way.
The key words you use, and I thank you for that. Yeah. Goods, services, businesses form enterprises. And we know the prophet talks about that in Moorish historical message to America, about how we need to form better business enterprises. So that's exactly it. The upliftment fund is to form structured enterprises. That I like that.
That was awesome.
Did you just say something?
I said that was awesome.
Oh, exactly. So, emergency fund. What is the emergency fund for? Islam?
Islam is for people who are sick and yeah.
Alright. Not gonna say yes or no yet. What is the emergency fund for?
Islam, I don't know, I'm guessing, but I thought the emergency fund was basically like self-explanatory. Various emergencies or crises that may come up on the body of the temple. Like, for instance, let's say if it was something like you was Marcus Garvey and they got you on mail fraud, we'd have to use some of that for your legal defense. Or we'd have to use some of that for your bail. Or, you know, some to that, you know, a bona fide crisis, you know, not just calamities of the human state, you know. But, let's say, due to some reason that the temple is short on rent and they got that it has to be emergency, otherwise it's going to be able to get put out on the street. That's a case of emergency. There would have to be some type of unforeseeable circumstance that may be that needs to be, you know, proven to, you know, use at the time.
Islam? Anybody else?
An emergency is just simply that, an emergency. And it doesn't, if you are, as we are more in our Constitution, and we practice what we have in order, if everything is in order, then the other things don't constitute as an emergency. An emergency is something that is unforeseen. If the roof caves in, we don't know how, what, it just happens. If martial law takes place and we have to put everybody in a place where they need to be comfortable because they're not recognizing our nationality. Something that is totally not expected or identified on the norm. Paying rent and other things like that, we need to be on the business. So we don't have that problem. If something should happen where someone robbed our bank account, then that would be considered an emergency then to go forth and use it for the purpose of paying the rent, like the person said. So I would see that would be what an emergency is.
Also, I think something that has to be stated with that is that it has to be like up to date. Like your dues and things have to be up to date for you to reap the benefit of any of these policies, because they're policies that keep us from going into a state of foreclosure as a people.
Do you have to be married to get the benefits?
Of emergency fund?
The more take yourself a wife and what is it called? And have the right? I forgot what it's saying, but
Turn to it in your book. Show me what you're talking about. That's this supposed to be easy. She's taking a deep sigh in front. Like, wait a minute.
talking about being a faithful member of society. Nah, it's not the Quran. It's what is it? Take
Told you to get the Quran, read it.
It's not in there.
It's not in the Quran.
It's not in the Quran that I'm thinking of. It say, you have to take a wife to gain the, what is it, right, or something like that.
Oh. Talking about the general law. Now you talking about the general law. The answer is no. That you don't have to be married. You know, so I would say that.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to see where you're drawing that from. Nah.
What does that mean, though?
We have to go in. We have to talk about that later. That's something different. We have to talk about that later. This one here, boy, you trying to figure out some stuff. This one put a little stipulation. You ain't married, you know, you can't deal with that. This one here. Praise Allah. Pretty much what everybody was saying is correct. I'll read it. The emergency fund is issued by no book, but by our emergency card punched according to contribution, then marked on the book. This is the law and the law must live. The emergency fund goes in the bank under the name of Moorish Temple of America Finance. The treasurer and trustee will tend to that responsibility when needed, act according to law pertaining to the procedure of performing an emergency act. So, it's pretty much, like I said, what everybody said, but if you was to look up in a law dictionary, an emergency act, we just did search, so you know what they're talking about, right? The emergency act, if some kind of emergency really take place, that's what this is for. Like she said, not necessarily for, I agree with what you're saying though, you know, it gotta be some reason why the rent ain't gonna be paid, otherwise we in trouble. But, yeah, what actually, like you said, the roof caving in, flood, what normal states would declare a state of emergency would be what this would be considered an emergency act. And like you said, if somebody captured the president, it's martial law going on around here. This is an emergency act. So, like I said, it's behind what everybody said, an emergency act, something that is, like she said, unforeseen to happen, and now we got to take care of it to set everything in order right now. But if everything is in order, certain things shouldn't be. But obviously, if it's unforeseen and if it's not in order, unforeseen things are going to happen, right? So I agree with you on that. Representation tax.
So on emergency, the emergency benefits, those that are distributed, can it be something personal?
Can it be personal like what?
It means some retainers personal.
Honestly, no. You have to form a separate emergency fund for yourself.
What about if somebody's utilities got cut off within the frame?
You know, that wouldn't, like I said, now if we have the ability to form an emergency, each individual have the ability to set an emergency fund up in the temple that can hold it for them, so where if they need something, yeah, and what is it called? Public. It's a public fund. That's what the two baskets are for. You know, to where in the public fund, if there's a need to assist somebody publicly, you know, we use that. That's also used for the events, you know, the public fund to set up certain stuff for the temple for public. But I do know of, because when it first started, it was started by Low Max Fast, right? So he was trying to take a whole bunch of money. When it first started, it was an individual demonstration. Each individual person was putting into a fund for themselves, and he started out with $5 back then. Papa Charlie said, no, you can't put $5 in, that's too much for the people. He told them to put 25 cents per week. You can do 25 cents per week, which is $2 a month. But he told them $5. So we can't set up individual emergency funds and issue out, you know, whatever you got on your emergency, like an insurance. We can't do that. That is a form of insurance that can be used in the emergency fund. It would have to be a separate card. You would have two cards, one for the temple, and it'd be the exact same card, but one would have to say for the temple and one would say individual. Yeah, your hand is up.
So, what does it mean, let's say, if your monthly dues are not paid, how can you expect money from emergency fund or something like that?
Damn, something like that, what does it actually say?
I don't recall.
Okay, you can't recall it, you can't say it. When you get it and quote it, not necessarily quote it, you can read it. That's why I told you to bring your book. If you can read it, then you'll be able to tell me exactly what it says, then we clarify.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know. I'm asking. Well, wouldn't the emergency have to be tended to first, and then you would have to deal with it later? For instance, like what it says, if our brother's in trouble, if our sister's in trouble, you know, if our brother needs assistance, if our sister's in trouble, forsake or not. So would it come with the aid and the help first, and then whatever is related to that, wouldn't that have to be discussed after the help? Like,
What exactly
meaning like let's say you are 1 or 2 months behind, but you really in a bind. Are you gonna say you refuse to help me, and you know, like that, until my dues get paid? Until it help me, and then I just pay my dues? Like, man, thank you. Like,
Okay.
like, my dues is $20. I'm in court, and I'm paying this lawyer $300, and I'm way strapped. What then? I'm just out of luck till I get the dues paid somehow, and I'm in, you know, first
That's
rate.
the answer. Go ahead. And then it's gonna be the end, because we gotta close
So
out.
I was just 2 things. I was wondering if that was considered charity. The terminology, would it be considered charity? And the other thing is, I was thinking, if a person is having some financial difficulties, and I'm going to speak from the eye. You have financial difficulties, but there's always a will, there's a way, and there's always a way. We are ingenious individuals, and we have a way. We can trade, we can do a lot of different things, and even if we have to pay $1 a week to pay our dues, we can get it done. And I'm just thinking that if people have difficulty, then it comes from enterprise. And so we have to start finding a way to do enterprise so that we don't have to be a burden to the temple. So the idea would, I would think, to be where, yeah, there will be a need for a person to get some assistance from the temple, but before getting assistance from the temple, what is the pattern of the individual that they're not paying their bills, they don't have a situation that caused that? Because if you can enable a person by paying for things for them or being assistant to them, if they haven't corrected the problem from the beginning.
Before I make any statement, I got a piece of paper that's out there with the prophet's cemetery demonstration. Oh, okay, I said I got it. Islam.
Additional laws, Act 2. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid. And if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Living Fund, because it takes finance to a destination. The Act 3 said it is a lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able to finance to aid and save the nation. If he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you. So my draw is, if you have a job or if you have money in the bank, if you don't, then how you gonna be able to pay it? Then somebody gonna have you or make that a burden for you if you can.
Yes, no?
But your question is, I'm in trouble. You know, like,
Emergency.
Yeah, rent, you say rent 2 months, man.
This is Musa Hill. He's calling for a correctional facility. They trying to throw the book and the bench at me and get me up out of here. Out of here. I need to come out of here. No, brother, you $20 behind in your dues. Pay your dues and then we'll help you. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to say this.
Really,
yeah. As far as temple-wise, we can't do it. But we can have brothers locked up all the time. We as brothers will do it. You know what I'm saying? We need to come. Hey, temple got bills to pay. That, you know what I'm saying? What you got literally. I remember one time we just came out the court to see a brother. We get back to the parking lot. Grant, you got a time to what y'all got in your pocket right now. Straight out. We need to go try to get the brother. Everybody empty their pockets. Straight out. You know, and the brother was out the next week. Or whenever, however, but he got out as soon as the money went through. So yeah, that's the Asiatic covenant, like you just mentioned. That's on the community as a whole to not put a burden on the temple and make sure we can have a spot or whatever we demonstrate, but the brothers to come together and be like, hey, we need to go help out the brother, you know, especially if he's in there for the cause. You know what I'm saying? If he's in there for his cause, he might make you stay there for a minute. But if you're in there for the cause, you fighting for the cause, then we obligated to do our best to assist you however we can. You already know. That's a demonstration. And with that, we're going to close out. I'll say Islam, and we'll finish this conversation next week. Islam, Moorish.
Islam.
Islam?
Islam.
Islam? Islamism.
Islamism.
Praise Allah, understood Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Listen up for the warning. October 17, 1928. A warning from the Prophet to be read in every meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must put an end to all radical and agitating speech while on their jobs, homes, or on the public streets. We advocate peace and not destruction. Stop trying out your cards with the Europeans, for it causes confusion. There has been much confusion caused by members trying out their cards. The cards are for your salvation. Failure of obeying my orders will be of severe consequences. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members that seek to hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or to violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors must obey the laws laid down to them by their prophet, and if they lose confidence in their prophet, give up your card and button, cease wearing your turban or fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. For this is a holy and divine movement, founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet is sending out a divine plea to all true Moorish Americans that they may do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. Peace, Noble Drew Ali.
Peace.
October 28, 1928, to be proclaimed in every meeting. Islam.
Islam.
I am glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people on our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so that they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds, the ones that pay their divine respect to me and the movement, will be remembered. That is why I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance, and I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world would not recognize the movement without I, the prophet, being head. It has been proven through Islam. It has been proven by my works, which I have performed in the past 3 years. October 17, 1928. To the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Islam.
Islam.
This is the instruction from your prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Be faithful unto your forefathers' divine and national creed, that you will be blessed for your good deeds that you sow in the flesh. Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is now on, but the weak can comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near, so says Allah to his divine prophet, I, Noble Drew Ali. And that is why many hearts have been turned to stone, and many have eyes to see but cannot see, ears to hear but cannot hear, lest they be confounded of their sins. These are the trying hours now, dear Moors, and every evil spirit is moving, and they are trying every weak mind to overthrow and drag out the true foundation that has been laid, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but will sacrifice the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your prophet. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against your prophet and ridicule him to the very lowest, and the ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. Act accordingly, and Allah will bless you for your good work. Peace, your divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali.
Peace.
Call for new members, conditions on which you may join. The following call is made for new members after your laws have been read. If there is anyone among us that would like to link up with us, these are the conditions on which you may join. So says the prophet. After hearing the laws read and you think that you can obey the laws, you may come up and see the secretary as we take up the collection. The button is $5. Your identification card is $5. $5 for your dues card and $10 for 1 month's dues. This makes a total of $25. The $10 dues, all members pay for the upkeep of the movement. Now, if you think that the laws are too strenuous and that you could not obey them, it would be best that you kept your seats. If there is anyone who wishes to join and have not got the money with you and mean it in good faith, you may come up and see the secretary while the collection is being raised, and the secretary will put your name on the book. Be fair with yourself, and when you get the money, pay your obligation. The prophet said, all the names I find on the book and do what I tell them, those I will save. Islam?
Islam.
This Lord's the meeting.
All right, this time, Moors, we ask you if you can, put as much as you can in the red and green basket. And while the Moors are making their way up to get whatever they can, do we have any announcements? Any announcements at all? At Blessed Love tonight, I think, right? 6 o'clock. Brother Booker T. Coleman. Well, you want to make the announcement? Or you know you don't? All right, Brother Booker T. Coleman is here. I think he'll be here for at least 2 days, or at least, I know he was here yesterday. So he'll be at Blessed Love tonight at 6 o'clock. And it'd be nice to see some good Moors there. Blessed Love is on Normandy and Vernon. Yeah, you know, the one right. Yeah, exactly. So that's one announcement.
How much they charge?
I have no idea. How much is the charge?
It was 15 last night.
There you go. So,
What's going on? This is Prophet of Joel Reed. I think we have an art walk down here in Lamert Park from 3 to 8.
Today?
Yes.
All right. Praise Allah for that. So the art walk. Anything else?
Islam Moorish.
Islam.
We went out there to archery training on Saturday. So happens we got a rain check. So I think Moorish is going to try it again next Saturday, 7 in the morning.
Sign up now, so we know how we gonna demonstrate.
So,
You know, it's out a little bit. So if you gonna catch a ride, you know, give your bus fare to the one you going with, 'cause they need the gas. For real. I already know where y'all with. So, it's what I'm saying.
Did you bring the demonstration for the sister? The Saint?
we can get it to the sister.
Oh.
Oh, it's fine. Sis, we actually, when we went out there to the archery, we actually went to go pick sage, rosemary, and lavender. So give thanks, we're going to give you some, sis, for that. So.
Any other announcements? So what? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Mo.
I brought some scones, fresh scones I made for you.
Okay, praise the Lord. Oh, y'all got an announcement? I got beat real bad last night bowling. You know, real bad. I lost like all the games. I didn't win. I won, I think the sister won the first one. The brother Jay Coxell won the second. And the brother right there, He like, we can start a bowling team with that bowl. That bowl bowled pretty good. So just wanted to make, praise God, give honor to those who actually came out last night and we enjoyed each other. Praise Allah for that. Yeah, the pool shark over there, Mr. J. Coxhill, he scratched on the 8 ball. I'm telling you. So we going for Zach, and Zach won that game. You know what I'm saying? So praise Allah, we did enjoy ourselves. Like I said, we can have good, clean Moorish fun. Moors do have fun, and it was good for the other communities that were there, mostly Koreans. I think it's in Koreatown where we went, and the Hispanic community, like I told y'all, they linked up. Koreans and Hispanics are kicking it like all Hispanics are all Koreans, right or wrong. And they got a chance to see that Moors know how to act, and we're going to still go out and demonstrate like we demonstrate, look the way we look, and look in the diversity that we look, but we still know how to act and conduct ourselves. So praise Allah for that, and maybe next time we can get more Moors so we can take up, half of the bowling alley if we can. Just a whole bunch of Moors on one side competing. Praise Allah for that, and Islam. Islam Moors.
Islam Moors. Praise Allah, honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, honor to all the prophets. Just want to thank the Moors. You know what I'm saying? We went to go demonstrate archery yesterday. We got there a little late, so we didn't get to actually shoot, but we did go on an adventure. You know what I'm saying? And we just went climbing, and Mo's found some fresh sage. We found some fresh rosemary, and some fresh lavender. You know what I'm saying? And we get on this, so she can demonstrate. But praise Allah for Moorish audience. You know what I'm saying? Praise Allah. We gotta do that. We're a family. Not like a false family. This ain't like something that's here today, going tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? The most important work the Prophet came back to do was bring the Moorish family back together. We're not just talking about husband and wife. We're talking about brother and sister. So we really gotta understand that, and let's keep demonstrating our measure. Islam is
Islam. Praise Allah. Any other announcements?
Allah's great.
Well, that's always an announcement. Praise Allah, Lord of the world. That's I got a question. Do you have a report on where you just went?
right. That's the report.
They crazy.
We just got a lot of work to do, Moors. There's a lot of different so-called temples, Moors bodies, whatever here in Los Angeles. We got to sever the distance between us because it's a very big distance, and it's horrible. You don't see Chinese doing that. I don't care what religion they are. They go to Chinatown, they Chinese. I don't care what you are.
Straight up.
You a Christian, Buddha, it doesn't matter. For us, on the other hand, our people, we take our religion and we let it divide us, you know what I'm saying? And we do it mostly amongst our own. So in the temples, we got all these other Mazur Moors. Just talk to these Moors, because they got a lot of confusion. You know, it's just a lot of confusion pertaining to subordinate temples. What is the Grand Major Temple, Grand Temple? They got a lot of confusion. Charters, warrant of authority. You draw even the breakdown of the Moorish Quran. And if you talk to these Moors and you talk to them Moorishly, you'll see that. And praise Allah, we actually got a right guidance. But when one say that you have to, a branch chief can't make his own laws and custom in his own temple without calling Chicago first, you got a misunderstanding. You got a grant on your name for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? But when you say things like you don't get a charter, you get a warrant of authority. Then you got to work your way up from a study group. Then you got to work up, and then when they decide they give you a charter. That's not what the Quran says. You know what I'm saying? It should be issued to any state. So it's a lot of confusion, Morris. We got a lot of work to do. That's all. We just got a lot of work to do.
Islam. Praise Allah. We do love our brothers and sisters all over the world. Like I said, there's a lot of confusion, and we don't claim to know it all. We strive to do it the best, but we don't claim to know it all. So praise Allah for growth and perfection. Islam, we got a treasure report?
Islam, Lord.
Islam.
Praise Allah. Honor to our Prophet, Noble Drew Ali.
Treasury report for the Moorish Temple of America, Temple 101, November 24th, 2013, Sunday. We'd like to thank the boards for a building collection